All right, my friend, brother. I love seeing you today. Tell you what, I love these hours together. It's really a lot of information, and what I want to iterate is don't be overwhelmed by all the information. The information will just be seeping in like tiny kernels of information, little nuggets of awesomeness. Other than that, you're doing a wonderful job in seeing what I'm doing and replicating it. So let's keep that process up. Today's video, I'm going to try and make a little shorter so it's not as overwhelming, but the keynote points I'm going to do along with you. What you ended up doing was you took your spider exercises of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Very alternating picking, not economical. But we have down, up, utilizing the four fingers. You brought forth the idea that it's a little hard of a stretch to go more than 4 frets. Granted, it is. We're really only supposed to be fixing with our 4 fingers these 4 frets. What happens is we end up doing just a stretch. So part of one of our exercises for the scales, let's just use in the case of C major. I don't play that low G, which I could, because I'm not really starting with that low. I view my 6th string and my 5th string as being bass notes. My guitar is actually these 4 strings. So when I see a C major, I literally just see these 2 notes as being my C major. This 3rd finger is superfluous, but it plays the lowest C, therefore completing the actual taste of it. So for the first one, we have the C, open D, E, half step to the F. Now make sure we're doing the 3rd finger, open, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, open for the A, 2nd finger, open for the G, 2nd finger for the A, open for the B, 1st finger for the C. When we do these, they're just like playing the C major up here and utilizing the 2nd finger, omitting the 1st and the open. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. When we do that pattern, do, it's the same as doing these notes, except we're not using the open notes. Our fingers change slightly, but not too much, and it gets us used to playing this pattern. The next pattern we play is the one we talked about us having a little problem with, that 5 fret stretch, 6 fret stretch. And the only thing I could say to keep practicing at this, and maybe try another alternating type of movement with your spider exercises to make your 3rd and 4th fingers stronger, or just try a traditional 12-bar blues groove, which will inevitably get our finger from going from these 2 notes to a whole and then a 7, 6. So when we play, let's say in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That 3rd scale, not the one with the open notes, not the one with the 2nd notes, omitting the 1st and the 2nd, and not the one, but the 3rd one where we're doing our big stretch against 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5. You notice that I play both ways. This way, and both are acceptable. The first one that I showed you is where the fingers properly should go. The second one is doing ease of skipping a finger and a fret to get more frets, more pushing up the neck. The reason why I suggested 12-bar blues, it's a great way to just form that finger and get a little stronger. Let's do it in this G to C, and then we'll go up to the D. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G, C, D, 1, 4, 5, in the key of G. G blues, key of this, where 1st finger is going to be on the E, that 3rd fret, giving us the G note. Our 2nd or 3rd finger, depending on which way you're playing it, is going to be on the A string at the 5th fret, giving us a D note, so we have a perfect 5th. And then our pinky is going to be rocking back and forth between this D note up to an E note. So we have, right? Down, up, 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 down, up. Now try doing that with the 3rd finger. See how the whole structure has to move over and it feels awkward? The practice behind this is getting your pinky to play the G, D, and your pinky to play the E to the F. It's a stretch, but you're gonna feel this. Down, up, down, up, down, the other one? Grateful Dead does a cover of it. I've just blanked out. It's an old tune. I'll remember it and throw it your way. Oh, Dance in the Streets. But see how we're going from 3 past the 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 7 is going to the 8. So that is a hell of a stretch. If you were to do this in the key of A and just play an A major, you would have an A and then hammer on to the 4th fret for your C sharp. Or not C sharp, the 4th fret on the D string. So you'd be holding it basically what it would look like here, being the E, past the F, and go to the F sharp. So here's the open finger exercise. Get your fingers a little more stretched. And then when you scoot it up from not just the A, but to the B flat, it kind of slides up and moves. You should feel a lot of pressure and a lot of tension right here and a lot of pressure right here. That just means that you're doing it fine. You're making new muscle memories and you're stretching your fingers. It is something to stretch 8 frets. That's a huge stretch. What we don't want to do, no matter what stretch we're doing, is anchor our elbow into our crotch or our belly. If you're having a trouble, take a deep breath, sit up, hold the guitar closer to you, and shake out that back arm. You will get a 1/4 of an inch on your pinky, which will help get that 7 to 8. Work on those zizwies with those bars, and I'm guarantee you that pinky will get a little bit further out there. Another great exercise to do is just to see your octaves. F with the 1st finger, F with the 3rd finger. It sounded like a Sabbath song. Down, down, down. What is this that stands before me? All right, so F to F, B flat to B flat, E flat to E flat. Remember, that's a 4 fret away. And then, what is that? A flat? No, B flat, E flat. So F to F, B flat to B flat, E flat to E flat, A flat to A flat. With those 4, you're gonna get the feeling of where you should be. You go real slow, move up each fret each time. Here's what it'll look like for maybe, let's do 5 frets. You can do them all the way up though. It gets kind of weird past the 12. By doing that, we're getting used to where these notes are. You can go upwards, backwards. You can include the 5th. You can include the 3rd. You can do a whole bunch of things with this. So just remember, it's what you want to choose your own adventure on these things for that. That'll help get these fingers used to doing stretches and get a little bit stronger on the 3rd and 4th. When you're doing your spider exercises, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Those 3/4 back and forth are just going to make those 2 stronger. Okay? That is the beginning, I guess, of what we're trying to do from the last lesson and then this lesson, intertwining them. The only other thing we're going to do is take that half step kind of movement and change that from just our half step, half step, half step, half step, half step to, let's say in the key of C major, doing a whole step from C to D, D to E, E to F, F to G, G to A to B, B to C. In every type of this, in all 3 different fingering positions for that. Let's just use the 2nd fingering position for this purpose. When you're going, set your metronome at like, I don't know, 50 beats per minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And work yourself up in just one note all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. When you get to the top, try and go back to that C and just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That was a C to a D 4 times. Then I went D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E. See where I'm going with this? E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F, F, G, F, G, F, G, F, G, 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 A, G, A, G, A, G, A, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, C, B, C. Anything you want to do to end it. The idea is 2-note phrasings and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. These are all in 3-note increments, right? And then go back and do 4 notes. C, D, E, F, D, E, F, G, E, F, G, A, F, G, A, B, G, A, B, C, B, C, A, B, C, D, B, C, D, E, C. When you do this, you will be able to tell your differences between your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And unbeknownst to you, but I know when you do that, you're just defining your modal structures. This is C major Ionian, this is D Dorian, this is E Phrygian, this is F Lydian, this is G Mixolydian. So long story short is this is basically setting the foundation for all these really cool modes. We'll get into that later. I don't want to take too much time or give too much information, but what you're doing is wonderful. So practice on those. Once you get through all your runs, 2 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs, finish it out with the 7th run. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. What you're doing is 7 notes, but you're dropping that first one. What those become are your modes. So if you were to take the 6th mode, C, D, E, F, G, A, and play your A as a C major. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Those notes are the notes in a minor scale, which is your Aeolian, your mode. So whether you know the name of it or not, you already possess within you the ability to hear those. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the clouds and shine the rainbows down on these full chords and what to use. G major could have a Ionian or a Lydian with a raised 4th, or a Mixolydian with a flat 7. We'll get to why those are important, but all you need to know is keep those fingies on the right frets and try and stretch them out. The things we're going to be doing are magical. All right, that was lesson 1. Those go off of the spider exercises. Utilize your spider exercise in 2 and doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and doing those that you showed me this week. That is wonderful. I love to see the concepts being taken by students and you make it your own. That just is all the much more important to me as a teacher and for you as a student, that you understand the lesson and it makes sense to you in your own way. Amazing. So this lesson 2 is going to be kind of interesting and kind of rudimentary, but don't get overwhelmed with it. What you're going to do is take every chord you have, which generally use 3 fingers, and teeter-totter that finger. If you're playing a D major, you have a D with your 3rd finger, an F sharp with your 2nd finger, and an A with your second finger, and then your 3rd finger is playing the G. When you have this D major shape, when you scoot it up, it just doesn't work because it has a dissonance note. However, if you were to play with your 2nd finger and scoot it up and drop that finger down here on that D string, it most definitely does make a D sharp, then an E, then an F, so on and so forth. So what we're learning to do is utilize 5 and 6 strings as bass notes, and then all of your chord structures come out of these 4 strings. So with that D, that chord structure is on there. If I were to take my D and add that F sharp right there, it does nothing for the chord besides giving me another F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. It gives me an octave, which is super full and nice. So what happens is when we use this D major, we can move it up to get different chords, like a D major, D sharp major, E major, E sharp, F, F sharp, G. But in context, it doesn't work. What we do with the scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, quite literally is moving up your D, which is, let's say it's in the key of D major. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now the F sharp and the C sharp were there. One was a minor, one was a diminished. But the principle still lays the same. E, D, E, E, F sharp, G, G, A, B, B, C sharp, and then back to D. Inside of there, we will talk about our modes, our scales. But the short of this is, keep it simple. Take your D major, take your first finger off, second finger to there, third finger there, and then bring that pinky on. Same chord, different fingering. I mean, heck, you could even bar this for a D major 7, and then put down your third. Or your tonic. So there's a bunch of different ways to play these. G major, G major, G major, E major, E major. And you'll know that shape because it's the basis for your F major. So if you take an E major, F major, or an A major, B flat major, or an A minor, B flat minor, or a D major, D sharp major, what happens is your brain starts to see this as all being in the key of C. What we learn are patterns, not so much placement. The placement comes by knowing where the patterns naturally fit. So, I really enjoyed seeing you this week. Remember that we'll meet next week on that Wednesday at the new chose time. It'll be in that email, and then we're going to be switching locations at the end of the month there. Other than that, I love seeing you. I cannot wait to see you next time. Buzz me in the comment sections or give me an email or text if you have any questions about what we covered today. But the synopsis is teeter-totters. Take every chord you know and play with the second fingering set. Some of them won't have them, like the F major won't. But then again, you could also wrap your thumb around for the F and put the F up here. That's another fingering, you know? So there are variations for it. I really enjoyed seeing you. I'll see you next week. Aloha.